And we're on the air. Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to part 2 of my 1,200 video special. Now, before we move on to the next review, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of my special. If you haven't seen it yet, there'll be the link in the description. So anyway, I was originally going to do a review of the Thunderbirds, the live action movie, but unfortunately that review is postponed. So you're going to see a review of that particular movie in a later date. But today, for part 2, I'm going to be talking about The Great Man. Yep. I'm remembering today, I haven't done this in a long time, but as you may know, on February 27th, 2015, actor Leonard Nimoy, who portrayed Mr. Spock in the television series Star Trek, passed away at the age of 83 after battling OCPD, obstructive pulmonary disease. Nimoy is the actor, director, and photographer. His first job went to Paramount in 1951 when he had a small part in the movie called Rhubarb, starring Jan Serlin and Ray Milland. And he was a small part in the movie. In 1955 or 1960, Nimoy guest starred in the television series Gunsmoke as he played one of the bully bad outlaw on the series. Nimoy did 2 stints on Gunsmoke. Later, he played an Indian American man in season 10. Actually, it's season 11 of Gunsmoke. Excuse me. And before he plays Mr. Spock, he stars in the sci-fi series The Twilight Zone, where he plays a military man in a black and white episode. He also did a sci-fi series called The Outer Limits, when he played an attorney against the iRobot, one of the memorable episodes. In 1964, when Gene Roddenberry approached a series called Star Trek, and that's when Mr. Spock was playing the first officer, a Vulcan science officer. The part was originally going to play by Martin Landau, but unfortunately Landau was turned down the role, so they accepted Leonard Nimoy and did a pilot called The Cage, starring Jeffrey Hunter, which sadly was rejected. Then Nimoy joined William Shatner in 1965 when they did When No Man Has Gone Before. Nimoy and Shatner became best friends, and they both shared the guest role in the television series The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And then in 1966, a television series called Star Trek. Thousands of people watching TV and see a Vulcan science officer. The favorite symbol that we call Live Long and Prosper. After Star Trek ended in 1969, Nimoy did play the Great Paris in Mission Impossible. Unfortunately, Nimoy didn't stay the series. He left after season 5 because the script is terrible. Nimoy did reprise more in Mr. Spock in Star Trek The Animated Series. He also did a sci-fi series, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, in 1978. Then in 1979, Star Trek The Motion Picture, Nimoy was brought back in a role. At first, Nimoy wants to sign into the sci-fi series called Star Trek Phase 2, which Nimoy declined and gave another actor to play another Vulcan science officer. The one of the memorable scene in 1982 in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is the death of Mr. Spock. In 1983, Nimoy made his directing debut in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, the first Star Trek film to be directed in the picture. And Nimoy and according to the document, the featurette, Leonard Nimoy told Mr. Eisner he wants to direct the picture, and Eisner says he cannot do it because you've written a contract that Spock died in Star Trek II, and Nimoy said that's not how it goes. And he directed the picture. In 1982, Nimoy also did a guest stint on television's T.J. Hooker as a crime of one, a former ex-police officer punched by T.J. and got into an angry. Nimoy directed more Star Trek movies in 1986 with Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. In 1987, Nimoy directed the comedy film Three Men and a Baby, and once reprised the role of Mr. Spock in Star Trek V in 1989. Nimoy reprised his role in the 1991 episode Star Trek The Next Generation, Unification. And he also hosted with William Shatner in a special Star Trek 25th anniversary. Nimoy reprised the role of Mr. Spock in Star Trek VI. And after Star Trek, he did an animated voiceover in The Page Master, and also did an animated series called Invasion USA, plays an evil guy named Conrad. A short-lived miniseries. Nimoy returned to the screen of Mr. Spock in 2009 in the movie Star Trek, the 2009 movie. He made his final on-screen appearances in Star Trek Into Darkness in 2013. And also Nimoy also landed a voice in the series in Atlantis: The Lost Empire in 2001. And he also did Transformers: Dark of the Moon in 2009. Leonard Nimoy also did a photography of different, and he also poetry, and he loves photographs. Leonard Nimoy is a very good actor, and he will be missed. Our hearts goes out to Adam Nimoy and his family. Leonard Nimoy is 83 years old. And if you want to see this more of the Spock tribute, well, Adam Nimoy is doing a project called For the Love of Spock. It's a brand new a documentary that will be released sometime next year or this year, and will be narrated by Zachary Quintost. Okay guys, that's it for this week's video. Hope you enjoyed this video special much as I did. So thanks for watching, and for my video special, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Shout out goes to Rodney1279, NG2C Network, Steve K1987, Justin27 1995, Leah Baker, Movie Nerd 1138, New Time Travel Heim 88. So long.